What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to SoCal Exploring. My name is Scott and you're watching your stop for all things theme park and attraction related. If you guys are new here, consider subscribing down below with those bell notifications on. And if you aren't already checking us out on social media, make sure to do so by going on Instagram at Exploring Attractions or on Twitter at SoCal Exploring. And as always, if you enjoy the video at the end, make sure to leave it a like because it helps out the channel and the video a whole lot. We have some exciting news coming from the Disneyland Resort today. We finally have some more details regarding theme park reservations, when theme park tickets are going to go on sale, will park hopping be allowed, what rides will or will not be open, all that fun stuff and more on this know before you go / details video, because there's a lot to unravel, including park operating hours. So let's first start off of when theme park reservations and sales will go live. And now on April 12th for existing ticket holders, and that doesn't mean existing pass holders, formerly pass holders, now legacy pass holders. This is just for people who bought tickets that they couldn't use because it's shut down and they extended these tickets. These are for those people. On April 12th, you'll be able to make a theme park reservation for either Disney's California Adventure or Disneyland. And you may be asking yourself, I thought you're going to be able to park hop. Well, we'll get more into that a little bit later on. On April 15th, coincidentally, the opening day of Universal Studios Hollywood, that is when the general public will get to buy theme park tickets and be able to make a theme park reservation. There have been no details shared on how much the theme park tickets are going to be. Are there going to be membership offerings? When April 15th rolls around, there's been nothing at all. Will there be 2-day tickets? Nothing. We just know that April 15th is the day, so get your wallets and your credit cards and your debit cards ready, because just be expecting to spend at least over $130 is my best guess. I'm assuming for a general opening day ticket will probably be about $140 with park hopping. That's just my best guess. I could be completely wrong because you got to factor in the fact that this isn't the full park. A lot of stuff is still closed, like the parade and the shows and whatnot. Oh, and I forgot to mention, on both of those reservation dates, on April 12th and April 15th, the reservations will not go live until no earlier than 8 a.m. Pacific time. Now, I'm confused, right? Because I would assume Disney would want to put some type of virtual queue or some type of queue online so the site doesn't crash like it did with Touch of Disney, but there's been no talks about that at all. There's not even been rumors for that. So I'm curious, is it going to be first come, first serve, or are they actually going to have a queue? Because with recent trends of Touch of Disney and Star Wars Galaxy's Edge reservation, they told everybody, it's not, you don't have any advantage if you're there early, if you're on the site early. So is this how it's going to be? Are they going to open it up at 8 a.m. and it's just free for all, first come, first serve? Or will there actually be a queue system to where you can reward the people who have been waiting since midnight or whatever? I doubt that'll happen. I think it'll be first come, first serve, but crossing our fingers and hoping. Now, moving on into park hopping. Yes, park hopping will still be a thing once the two theme parks open up on April 30th. But it's going to be a little bit more different compared to most of you Disneyland locals are used to. Over at Walt Disney World, you can now park hop after 2 p.m. to whatever park you want to. You can go to all 4 parks. As long as you have a ticket or a pass that allows you to do so, you're able to go after 2 o'clock. Well, it's going to be the same thing with Disneyland and Disney's California Adventure. If you have a park hopper ticket, then after 1 p.m., you'll be able to move over to the other park. So say you make the reservation for Disneyland, and once 1 p.m. comes around, you want to go into DCA, you can go into DCA. But you have to make the reservation for the park that you're going to do first. So if you want to go to DCA, first, but you're like, I'm going to make the reservation for Disneyland, it won't work like that. You can't get into, the said park. You have to go to whatever park you reserved first if you're going to park hop, which I think is a smart idea on Disney's part as far as managing capacity and all of that fun stuff. Now, as of right now, the park hours for California Adventure and Disneyland until I think May 13th are going to be 9 a.m. until 7 p.m. So I'm happy because I thought they were going to be extremely reduced. Typically park hours are 8 o'clock to midnight or 8 o'clock to 11. So they are reduced slightly by a couple hours, but I thought the hours were going to get cut as bad as Walt Disney World hours did. However, that's not the case for right now until May 13th. You could correct me if I'm wrong, but they're closing from 9 a.m. until 7 p.m. And I'm sorry, they're open from 9 a.m. till 7 p.m. But after May 13th or whatever day it is in May, they're going to start closing at 9 p.m. So their new hours will be 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. In other good news, California today announced some big stuff, and that is the fact that on June 15th, as long as everything goes good, the tier system will be officially dropped. So what does this mean for theme parks and just life in general? Well, non-California residents will be able to visit the theme parks. There will be no capacity limit at all. All businesses will return back to 100% capacity. And, this could mean that we get parades and nighttime spectaculars back. Who knows? I mean, it's a little bit soon, but still, that is what Gavin Newsom announced today. So I think that this reservation period is very, very temporary. I think that it's going to go for about 2.5 months. And then after that, it's just they're going to open up the gates since they're allowed to do that. Like, they're allowed to let in 100% capacity starting on June 15th, which I think is great. I'm so excited for it. But like I always say, we're not out of the woods quite yet. We need to get it to where we're almost at 0 COVID cases. So make sure until that mask mandate is taken off or until the CDC says otherwise, make sure you're wearing your mask at all time while going in public. Now, as far as rides and attractions go on which ones are going to be open, which ones are going to be closed, well, I've put together a small list of notable attractions and rides that will not open when Disneyland opens up on April 30th. And those rides are Matterhorn Bobsleds, Astro Blasters, Grizzly River Run, Monorail, Finding Nemo Submarine Voyage, and the Jungle Cruise. Now, I believe for the Matterhorn and Astro Blasters, they're just posted refurbishment, meaning that it doesn't have to do with COVID. They're just under, their monthly refurbishment or their every 3-month refurbishment. So it has nothing to do with COVID at all. And I'm sure that we get to see Matterhorn and Astro Blasters very, very soon. But I mean, for the other ones, like, who really needs Nemo, to be honest? It'd be nice to ride Grizzly River Run because it's getting hot, but I understand that they don't really, if they were to run that attraction, they'd have to run one person per every little boat, but they're still gonna have to do that on every ride, so I don't see what the big issue there is. Maybe that one's close for refurbishment too. And that further confirms the talks about Jungle Cruise staying open during the enhancement progress. Looks like Disneyland's not gonna follow the same path as Magic Kingdom. It looks like they're just going to develop the new show scenes and everything, and then they're gonna grand reveal it to everybody when they can actually open it up when it's all said and done. A couple other things that need to be noted is if you're staying at one of the Disneyland hotels, which in this case it's just Grand Californian right now, that does not guarantee you a theme park reservation. So Disneyland is encouraging guests to first make their reservation and buy their tickets and then book a hotel if they're wishing to do so. This is really exciting stuff, guys. The fact that we finally got a no before you go, I'm excited. Like, we finally have some information. The only thing that I'm wishing is that we get the theme park ticket prices very, very soon. But who knows? Most likely they'll just release the theme park ticket prices on that day of April 15th. And it sucks because we can't even find out on April 12th. We just have to wait until April 15th to see how expensive they're going to be. One thing that's kind of crappy is the fact that legacy pass holders or former annual pass holders are getting no benefit to a separate reservation availability or anything like that. Like, when they first announced that they're sunsetting the AP program, they're like, we want to honor our most loyal guests and give back to you. And obviously they did the photo opportunities and the discounts and stuff like that. But you'd think that they'd have some type of benefit to getting a reservation first, since the majority of the population in Disneyland is going to be California locals, because only California residents are allowed to get into the park. So it's going to be locals who are former annual pass holders. But I don't know, that's just my take on it. I'm not saying Disney owes us anything. It's just a little bit weird because you see all these other theme parks that can give back to their annual pass holders and stuff, and give them preview days and extend their pass and everything. I get Disney is a whole different ball game. It's a whole different, bigger audience and bigger company, but still at least give us the benefit of having an extra day before to either one, preview the park, or an extra day to make our reservation before the general public gets to. As far as dining reservation goes, on April 22nd you'll be able to make a dining reservation for select dining locations, and after that you can make a dining reservation up to 60 days in advance as long as you have valid theme park admission. Now, recently, Walt Disney World announced that starting on April 8th, guests will be able to take maskless photos as long as they're outdoors and as long as they're socially distanced from other people around them. Will this be the same case at Disneyland since California is opening up a little bit more, or will you still have to wear your mask while taking photos? I don't know, we'll just have to wait and see in the coming weeks as far as all those other details go on. But I want to know what you guys think of this whole reservation process. Are you for it? Do you think that it's kind of whack? Do you think that the legacy annual pass holder should have some type of benefit? Or do you think that Disneyland's already given us everything that we need? let me know down in the comments section below because I want to hear your guys' thoughts and start a conversation with you guys down below as well. Anyways, that's going to do it for today's video. If you're new here and you love theme parks, subscribe with those bell notifications on and give this video a like if you enjoyed it because it helps out a whole lot. My name is Scott and you've been watching SoCal Exploring. Positivity is key, and most importantly, remember to keep exploring. Peace out, everybody.